Next up at UFC Seattle, we got almost Seattle's own Ricky Simone taking on Javid Basharat. Ricky Simone, 20-6 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is on a very unfortunate 3-fight skid, taking on Javid Basharat, 14-1 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5, coming off a close loss to Ayman Sahabi, and effectively hasn't won a fight in 2 full years. Ricky Simone is a high-energy wrestler. Non-stop forward pressure. He will just dive on leg after leg after leg with 100% energy over and over and over again. If he gets a takedown, amazing. If he doesn't, he'll just shoot again. And if that doesn't work, he'll shoot again. And if that doesn't work, then he's just going to keep shooting while also getting punched directly in the face. He goes back to the takedowns over and over and over. His biggest asset is his gas tank and his willingness to stick to a game plan. He's not a technical striker, but we have seen some random power in the mix in the past. We've seen flashes of it. He typically is not striking long enough for it to matter. And he is coming off that loss to Vinicius Oliveira where he was just out-dogged, but he came forward and did what he does. Taking on Javid Basharat. Javid is I'm going to say grappler, but he's got very good striking as well. He's got good offensive and defensive wrestling. He has no problems with a kickboxing match. He lands almost 6 significant strikes per minute, and he's hit with fewer than 3. We've seen him out-grapple some people. We've seen him out-strike some people. He is coming off that insanely frustrating loss to Ayman Zahabi where it was clear that he just wanted to be a technical striker on the outside. He never had a second gear, never picked up the pace to try to take that fight back. And as insanely frustrating as his last fight was, and I told myself I can never pick this bum again, screaming every single curse word you could imagine, I have healed up a little bit, and I'm back in the saddle. I do think Javid can win here.
Back in the saddle, you could never get on a fucking horse. Get the fuck out of here. You could never get on a horse.
Budweiser.
There's no way you're getting. There's no way you're getting that leg over. You got to fucking one leg step up on that stirrup
First of all,
and swing your other leg over.
Fought, and I think not only was I more flexible, I was faster, I was stronger. Like the fuck out of here! I can't get my leg over.
Never get
Go
on a
watch the
fucking
Fight
horse.
Foods vlog where I'm doing the training. I kick my foot higher than my head. You
I
can't
don't give
do
a
that shit.
fuck. It's different. It's
I'll get on a
different. And
fucking
plus, the
horse.
horse would never trust you.
Why wouldn't a horse trust me? I'm Trump.
Look at this
What?
fucking big back. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. I can't. They fucking run away. My spine can't handle that. Holy shit.
Either way,
You're essentially that
I'll turn a
fat
horse
girl
into a camel.
with the lift is like you and a horse. Like they would just say no and you'd have to sue the horse.
Oh, the Uber, that Lyft, Lyft. Listen, I'm going to pick Javid here, but only because I think his takedown defense could be good enough here, and he'll defend the takedowns, and the judges may not like what will look desperate. Whether it's desperate or not, that's just how Ricky fights, but it might look desperate, and it's going to be a weird scorecard. I am not betting on Javid here because Ricky could also win this fight with just straight-up pressure and determination. I think this is a much closer on the odds. Javid hasn't won a fight in 2 years. He had the no contest. He was losing that no contest before a kick to the dick. He was losing. Then he finally did lose to Ayman Zahabi. This could be Ricky Simone's comeback. He's just going to be diving at legs the whole time. So it just comes back to how good a takedown defense you think Javid has. What do you think, Jakey boy? What are we laughing at here?
Sam, Angelo, I believe there is indeed a horse on this planet that could support you.
Yeah, a way to be positive and an asshole at the exact same time. First of all, any of the Budweiser Clydesdales would be happy to have me. Just happy to have me.
They would take you.
Yeah.
They would take you. They would see you as a nice mare. A nice wide-hipped mare that they would love to inseminate. They would take you.
Okay. Who do you think wins this fight?
Let's
Jacob?
hear your best horse impression. Uh-oh.
That was a lady horse in heat. You're fucked. That was a heated lady horse. You got problems, dude. Why did it snort?
What do you do to a horse to make sure it never forgets you?
What?
Let's see if you know horses. What do you do to a horse to make sure it never forgets you?
Do you look it in the eyes?
You blow in its nose.
There's no way that's true.
Look it up right now. Look it up right now. No,
you do your breakdown. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
And they'll never forget you.
All right, go ahead. Do your breakdown.
Listen, I know that people have been disparaging and saying, oh, Ricky sucks and this and that. You can't trust Ricky anymore and he's not the same guy. I mean, losses to Song Yudong, to Mario Batista, to Vinicius. We just saw Vinicius look absolutely fantastic, right? And I know Ricky Simone. I tell you guys, when I have a lock of the week, I know my lock. What are you laughing at? You saw it, didn't you?
The fucking dumb. I just Googled blowing a horse's nose, and the picture that came up is just a horse like it's just so exciting.
They'll never forget you if you do that. Yeah. It says that, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah,
it just says it's a great way to bond with them.
There you go. See, there you go. I know Ricky Simone well. I had Vinicius as my underdog lock of the week at UFC 303 against Ricky for a reason, right? But that matchup was a little bit different than this one, right? Because Vinicius is a very, very dangerous striker that also has pretty good takedown defense. And I knew they had better takedown defense than people realize. And we saw that in his last fight as well. And that's why he was my lock of the week. And I know that Javid does have good takedown defense. He has offensive wrestling as well. And if I was Javid, I don't think he's going to do it. I would offensive wrestle Ricky Simone. You don't have to spam takedowns, but as we always say, wrestle the wrestler. Take it to him. But what I like about this matchup with Ricky Simone is Javid is not he's not a dangerous guy. He's not a dangerous guy, and a lot of his pressure is empty pressure. That's why he lost that Zahabi fight. He literally just thought that he was just good enough that they were just going to give him that decision. The sense of urgency or the lack of urgency in fights is extremely alarming because he just had to do a little bit more, and he probably, with the pressure, would have won that decision. So against a guy like Ricky Simone, who I know is going to bring that pressure, I think you're going to see the old Ricky because he doesn't really have to worry about the striking dangers of a guy like Javid. And Ricky, this is basically his hometown. He's a Washington guy. He's going to be fired up. And if we do see that old Ricky shooting at least 5 takedowns and just bringing the pressure with the striking, because he can strike as well, going tit for tat, bringing the pressure, putting this guy back, I think he can do enough to win a decision. I'm pretty confident that he is just going to do enough. And if there is ever a situation where I got to trust one guy or the other to do a little bit more to win a decision fight, I'm going to trust Ricky Simone, who has shown that he does do that in his hometown, versus a guy like Javid, who just didn't give a shit to do a little bit more to win that decision, lost the decision. It was just like, I'm taking Ricky Simone.
Yeah, listen, when Javid lost to Zahabi, who's not very good, right? When he lost to Zahabi, he was in the safety parlay. It broke the safety parlay that week. And it was insanely frustrating for that reason. Because I can take, we're not going to pick it 100% accurate. No, nobody can. But I can accept when somebody is trying to win a fight and just doesn't, right? They're working their, we just saw Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar lost 2 rounds, and what did he do in the third? He tried to win. He didn't go, he went out there swinging like crazy, tried to win that fight. It is what it is. He just wasn't better. Javid did nothing. He did absolute fuck all to try to win that last fight.
He's an
and it was brutal.
He literally fights arrogantly. Like, he fights arrogantly. Like, oh, I'm better than you, so I'm just going to win automatically. And if I'm Ricky Simone, I get on that.
And he is better. That's what's frustrating.
I think he's overrated. Just like I said, the Bonfim brother was overrated last week, and here we go again. Because he definitely is the lesser version of Farid is the actual fighter. Farid is just like we saw Gabriel was like the actual fighter. Yeah. This dude was fucking Ishmael. The second he had an opportunity to get out of that fight, he's like, oh,
I can't see. Yeah.
I think Javid would be that same fucking guy. If I'm Ricky Simone, I'm all over this guy early, break his will early. Because if he does get in that little flow state, he is a pretty good striker out in distance. So you don't want to be backing up. But he definitely fights arrogantly.
Yeah, I mean, the over is the safest bet here. I think Ricky's a phenomenal underdog. I think these odds are far too wide. I do think Javid wins. It could look like that Matheus Mendonça fight where he was defending the takedowns and just able to stuff takedowns, pop.
If you're Ricky, just give the judges an excuse to give you rounds. I promise they're going to want to give you the rounds. Your hometown guy, they're going to hear the crowd. If it's close, they're going to give them an excuse to give you the rounds. There's not enough fighters that do that.
I went to go place the Ricky Simone. Bet Sam just commented it too. The Ricky plus 3.5. It's juiced. It was like minus 170, I think it was. So it's like they're expecting him to win a round. So
still might be a good play.
I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. It certainly goes to a decision.
It's minus 140.
So it went down from minus 170. All right. $7,100 in DraftKings Fantasy. That is the only side of this fight I would consider for a fantasy lineup because he can get a couple of takedowns. He can get some control time. He will fight for your money. Where even if Javid wins, he's not earning his keep. He's not going to finish, Ricky. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. That's our website. Easiest way to support us. And it's not just empty support. You are going to get the greatest offering on this planet. Every single pick, bet, tool, anything you could ever want or need heading into a fight week. Anything. I don't care what you do in this sport. You want to do your own research? Great. We have tools to help you do your own research. You never need to leave the website. You play DraftKings Fantasy? Great. You do FanDuel? Great. Prize Picks? Great. Underdog? Great. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. We have a $2 super chat from Jake Korach. Does the Fight Simulator account for mullets? It is not currently one of the inputs, but we did build this thing from the ground up. And when I say we, I mean the nuclear physicist. I'm sure he can factor that in if it's something that
They're saying
a
that
data point that we could keep.
That he hasn't won since he cut his mullet.
Who hasn't? Ricky?
No, Javid.
Javid had a mullet?